January is an interesting time. It's the moment that people decide they want something different, yet unknowingly bring the same old patterns with them. New goals, new intentions, new plans, and the same nervous system that's still running the show. Because here's something that people simply don't realize. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your unconscious patterns. Most people believe that if they want something badly enough or understand themselves deeply enough, that change will just happen. But insight doesn't rewire patterns. If it did, everyone who knows better would live differently. The unconscious mind doesn't operate on logic or motivation. It operates on familiarity and safety. And it will always choose what feels familiar over what feels expansive, even when familiarity limits you. Unconscious patterns are not flaws. They are strategies. They are learned responses that once made sense. Overfunctioning, emotional withdrawal, hyperindependence, self-doubt disguised as realism, or waiting until you're ready. At some point, each of these protected you. They helped you cope. They helped you survive. They helped you to adapt. And because they once kept you safe, the unconscious will continue to run these patterns until something deeper tells it otherwise. Your nervous system doesn't care about your goals. It doesn't care about your vision board. It doesn't care about your affirmation. It doesn't even care how badly you want things to change. It cares about one thing. Am I safe? And safety at the unconscious level often looks like what's predictable, what's known, what have you already survived. So when you attempt change without regulation, your system doesn't ask, is this good for me? It asks, is this familiar? And if the answer is no, the old patterns simply take over again. And this is why willpower eventually collapses, because you can override a pattern for a while, but when you're stressed, overloaded, tired, or stretched beyond your capacity, the unconscious takes the wheel. Not because you're weak, but because regulation comes before choice. And this is the piece that most personal development never addresses. So here's something subtle and important. People don't repeat situations, they repeat emotional outcomes. The feeling of being unseen, carrying responsibilities alone, having to prove yourself, being not enough, having to stay in control. Different year, different context, different people, same internal experience. And until the pattern is regulated and rewired, the scenery changes, but the feeling doesn't. Awareness matters, but awareness alone doesn't create freedom. It creates a pause. And in that pause, you get to ask a better question. Not what do I want this year, but what pattern would quietly sabotage this if nothing intervened? That question alone changes how you relate to yourself. The start of the year is not about pushing harder. It's about listening more honestly, Because the work isn't becoming someone new. It's to retire what no longer needs to protect you. And when the nervous system feels safe enough to release a pattern, change doesn't require effort. It becomes natural.